gag me, take me to the bunny ranch. People dying, kill me in the packing house.
Why aren't we recording this? This is all gold.
Now we are, my friend. Welcome to Said Gold.
Hey, hello, gold!
There you go. Gold for your eardrums.
Yeah.
Welcome to Bunny Ears. I am Matt Cohen, joined by our illustrious host.
Oh,
I really put you on the spot.
yeah, Kirin Sawa.
Kirin Sawa.
Yeah.
Kirin Kurosawa.
Kirin Kurosawa.
Akira Kurosawa's
Yeah,
little
Macaulay
known
Kurosawa.
Irish son.
Yeah.
Macaulay Kurosawa.
Yeah.
You made that movie, The Seven McAllisters.
Yes, that's...
I was reaching, man. Now I put myself on the spot.
Well, I know. Actually, that one's not so bad. Like
Kurosawa, McCulkin mashup.
You put each other on the spot, and you delivered. You delivered.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
You know what? And
I do. See, you actually just made a face.
It's not just you. It's me taking compliments in general from anyone.
I know. I kind of like made a compliment, and you were like, you have to see the squish on his face where he's like, meh, whatever.
We'll talk about that on the therapy-themed episode.
Apparently. Coming up, the therapy episode.
Yeah. Welcome to Bunny Ears, which is basically our form of therapy.
Welcome to therapy, guys.
Welcome to therapy. Give us $250 on your way out.
Yeah. Your cat's dead. Give me $200.
No PayPal.
Yeah.
We went to Berlin not too long ago, and if you folks heard last week's episode of Bunny Ears, we recorded some awesome interviews at something called the People Festival.
Yeah, out there in Berlin at the People Festival.
Yeah, with all the fun boys.
Yeah, with all the fun boys.
With all those fun boys.
Yeah. And so, we're kind of, I think we warned you last week, but just in case you're here for the first time, we did a series of interviews. We were splitting up into 2 episodes. This is episode 2. And we're going to kind of keep up the greatness, all these really, really great, talented people.
We fucking warned you.
Yeah, you've been fucking
You
warned.
had 7 days, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You guys knew it was coming. No, we had an awesome time, and while this isn't like the typical format for the show, I think we brought a little bit of that Bunny Ears stank to what might have otherwise been kind of just like a traditional musician interview.
Yeah, exactly. And also, the show, I think, one of the things I like about it is it can be anything. So we can kind of just jump into a series.
We're podcast fluid.
Yes, exactly. We are podcast fluid. And yeah, we can kind of do these kind of things. So again, this is one of those ones where it's a series of interviews anywhere from 10 to, I guess, upwards of 20 something minutes.
We got a long one at the end coming up here that we were like, oh shit, this should just be a normal episode, but also we're in Berlin and it's hot.
We'll have Ahmed back on, which is spoiler alert. We have my friend Ahmed on.
Ahmed Zappa's here.
Yeah. Zappa. Wow.
Moon Unit can't come.
Yeah, so we got Ahmed.
No, but we had a really great time in Berlin, and if you folks heard last week, we warned you part 2 is coming, and we deliver on those warnings.
Yeah. Check it. Yeah.
If we ever ominously threaten you, take it seriously.
Yeah, exactly. Look under your bed on Sunday at 2:00.
And what it was actually really fun for me because you are a musician of sorts.
Well, no, I mean, no. I'm.
You see, now you gave me the face I gave you.
Yeah. See, there you go. Well, no. Well, no. Mine was the you flatter me, sir. kind of eye roll.
You were in a musical act, though.
Yes, I was in a musical act, and
you're friends with a ton of musicians.
Yes.
And you're kind of a lot more in that world than I am. So getting to watch you interact with a lot of these people, like last week, getting to see you talk to Zach Condon, who I know you're like a huge fan of.
Yeah.
It was fun for me just as your friend and as your co-host.
Was it fun though? Was it fun for you?
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
No, it was fun.
No, you're like, I don't know this guy.
It was fun for me. No, I do. I do know Beirut because of Changeland movie film.
Yeah, Changeland.
There's a song in it. No, but it was really cool for me to get to kind of watch you shift and do the same thing with Kenny and Cody. Is like with these live shows we've done and when we've been remote. Is we're taking you out of our normal environment is interesting to me because I've been doing this for like a decade. It's fun to watch you grow as a podcaster.
Growing as a podcaster.
Well, no, seriously though, because like Zach Condon, you went in, you matched his energy away, and you did that.
I know it felt NPR-esque. It really did.
But that was the right move, dude.
I think so.
And that was fun, and it was fun to get to watch that. And we got another 5 interviews for you, and we're gonna.
Yeah, we got 4. No, we got 4 today.
We got 4. 1, 2. Oh, one name I wrote twice. I misspelled the name. Never mind.
No.
We got 4,
you scrolled
and one guy's name is wrong. And without further ado, let's get to that. So the first one up is really cool. You hadn't met this guy before the trip,
I had
right?
not, but I've been a huge fan of his. His name is His name is Johan Limon.
Johan. All right.
Okay, Johan.
No, there's no
Johan.
H. Mac-
We talk about it
Oh
on the
my
podcast.
God.
So
okay,
yeah.
well, let's not give it away.
No, we can argue about it now.
His name is Johan. It's
Johan.
Joann.
But see, I've gotten it as literally when I first met him, it sounded like Jan,
Yeah, which is it? Yeah, which
like yawn.
Jan, like Jan Wimmer from Rolling
Yeah,
Stone magazine.
no, that's what I mean. I'm not
Yeah.
crazy.
No,
Like,
that's it. Jan is
that's
a
what-
name.
So and then so there was Jan, and then it was Johan, and then Johan. see, I just repeated myself.
Literally, guys, there was about a 2-hour period where Mac was just wandering the halls of a German recording studio,
Talking about Jan.
going Jan.
No,
Johan.
I was not. It was just more like I was saying like, oh, do you know where Jan is? And they're like, Jan? No. And they're like, oh, Jan.
And just said the same thing twice.
But see, I said it a little different.
That's my favorite thing. So anyway,
Jan.
it's Jan
So,
Limon.
okay, if you guys have never heard of Woodkid, Woodkid is an amazing band, but I mean, it pretty much is a one-man band.
It's him, right?
Yeah, it's something you should get obsessed with, for real. I was a fan of his for a while. He was actually on my short list, and because I handed Matt a list of people
He
I
did
would like to
before
talk
we even
to.
got there, or as soon as we arrived.
He was
yeah.
on my list, even though I hadn't met him. And I met him actually at the bar at the hotel beforehand.
true?
Yeah. And we, shared a drink and all that stuff. And it wasn't until like 2 days into it, I was like, oh, wait, you're Woodkid. Or said like, oh, like you're a part of Woodkid. He goes, no, I am Woodkid.
I am the Woodkid.
I am the knight. And
No hockey pads.
and honestly, he was a fantastic man, really, really cool and fascinating. He also he directs things, which is really cool.
He's like- so-
he's a Frenchie, which apparently also we have a zillion overlapping friends, which I didn't know about.
It's like we went out to dinner with him one night in Paris, and my little brother called me up and he was like, "You're friends with Woodkid?" And I was like, "How the
Yeah.
fuck do you know?"
No, he's for real.
Like he's very, very plugged in the music scene and the fashion scene and the film industry.
And also just and really, really talented at all the things that he does, and really, really modest.
Yeah.
And just just unassuming and all those kind of things.
And the other kind of bummer for me is he's like a shorter, bald dude with a beard, and yet he's massively successful. So he's like some weird sliding doors version of myself.
I was going to say, weird doppelganger-esque
Exactly.
kind of thing.
If only my family escaped from the Ukraine to France
Yeah,
instead
I know,
of
right?
New York.
But he's a slick French dude who is our friend and took us out to dinner afterward.
He did.
Which
Nice,
was great.
Woodkid. We love you, Woodkid.
I know. Yeah. Thanks, Jan.
Now let's figure out how to say your name.
But yes, check this out because he's super rad and modest. Let's do this.
Phyllis.
Phyllis.
Sisyphus.
Philistine.
Palestine.
Palestine.
There's an
Israel.
echo in this
Oh,
hallway.
Israel.
And that's what we're here to
Israel.
talk about, Israel.
Oh, we're
my
recording?
God.
Oh, of course we are.
Oh, I didn't even realize we were recording. Hey,
Matt-
welcome back.
Matt, who's joining us right now?
So it's Jan?
Johan, yeah.
Yeah, because I kept on like Jan and Jan.
There's a Jan here. I think there's two Jans and one Johan. It's tricky.
Nice. What's your last name? Because I don't want to
My
mangle it.
last name is Lemoine, which means the monk in French.
Oh wow.
That was at one point in your family history. Were you monks?
I guess I'm the son. I have some sin in my blood. Yes.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
that monk had to have messed up if he had kids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
down.
it.
Mhm. Yeah, it's like baker. It's like obviously an ancestor used to
not
bake.
good.
Yeah,
Not
but
good.
yeah. So some monks.
Imagine if
Maybe,
you're-
maybe you were like a warrior monk family. Like
I don't know.
yeah.
Can you imagine if your last name was like Le Serial Killer and you were like, at what point did my family get that? Or The Pervert? Like, I'll take mine. How are you doing, man? You're from all over I talked to you about this a couple nights ago. You're from like Poland and France and America and
No, blood-wise, I'm from France and Poland.
okay.
And so maybe a Polish monk. No, actually, it's from my dad, so that would be a French one. From France and Poland, but I have been living in the US for a long time.
Oh, okay. And you're for those of you not in the know, this is Jans from Woodkid. If you're if you didn't know.
How did where does the name Woodkid come from? Because
Yeah.
I
Oh,
love
God.
it.
Because I love your stuff.
I have no idea. I just thought I was cool. It's the same with my tattoos. I always get the question, and I just thought I was cool when I did it, and I just thought I was cool when I
And now you're
chose
stuck
that
with it.
name, and I'm stuck with it. So I tried it. I came up with a lot of like bizarre interpretations for interviews.
Sure.
To kind of be a storyteller about it. but no, really,
You just mashed two words
I just
together?
thought it was cool.
What's the weirdest story you give in interviews
Oh
for
God,
the
I can't-
origin?
I can't say.
Oh,
I mean, we can do whatever we want on this
Nice,
show, but
racy.
yeah.
Don't worry, this is after dark.
No, when I get very, very, I'd have to explain what it is. It's these long keys on my arms, but sometimes I say it's one is from my dad, one is from my mother, which is absolutely
He's got
not
two.
true.
Yeah,
but-
Warren. He's got two tattoos of like really long,
They're like 6
ornate
inches.
looking keys.
Yeah,
skeleton
and they,
keys,
they
yeah.
almost come to the wrists. Yeah,
They are meaningless.
they're absolutely meaningless.
You just like
I
keys?
just thought they were cool.
Yeah. I mean, they do look cool.
Do you still think they're cool?
Actually, I think that my keys are cool. I think my name I would change if I could. But
You can? Can you not?
I can.
Oh, I guess I thought you meant your real name. I guess Woodkid.
Oh no,
you're
yeah, the
established already.
Woodkid name. Yeah, it's difficult to change name.
Yeah,
but if I could, I would.
What would you change it to?
I don't know, something that's like just a name and a last name that would last forever.
Tree boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Water lad.
Yeah, exactly. Can you imagine you change it for something even worse? But no, yeah, it's just one day I'm going to be 60 and hopefully I'm going to still maybe making music and his Woodkid on the stage. Like,
Wood adult.
The old-
Wood
the
adult.
old-
Wood
the
adult
old
at that
Wood
point.
kid.
Wood,
Yeah, yeah.
Wood Senior.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm always struck at like how like say hear your speaking voice and then I hear your singing voice and
Okay.
it's just so starkly different. you
Yeah,
know?
I mean it depends. I can sing in my spoken register, which is more like mid, but I can start to speak very low if I want. I can
Yeah,
go
yeah.
reach those notes. So it's
Yeah.
possible. I can speak like that.
Yeah.
It's more. This is my spoken voice is the range that's the most comfortable for me.
Yeah.
How would you describe your music, dude? Because I just got exposed to it and it's fucking wonderful and complex and
And rich,
crazy.
yeah.
But I don't know how to genre.
I
yeah.
wouldn't say it's that. My music's not that complex. It really is pop music. If you listen to it, it's pop structures. It's the way I produce it and arrange them. It doesn't sound like what you usually hear on the radio. Hopefully, I try to make it in a way that.
Well, there's a lot of strings and horns.
Yeah, like
and,
definitely
you know,
a lot of
yeah.
orchestral work, but also like there's a lot of elements from classic like radio music that I don't use in my music. Like I don't use traditional drums, I don't use guitars, I don't use any cymbals, I don't use very few metallic percussions.
Specifically, as like a
As like a
It's
philosophy.
just sounds that I don't like necessarily in my music. I can obviously love a perfect like pop rock track, but on my music I don't like it because I always feel like it puts a varnish on it that just brings it into radio world in 2 seconds. And it's the same with vocal production. I do very little vocal production on my voice. It's just these things that by nature I tend to not like.
Well, because it has a very distinct kind of sound. Like, yeah, it isn't something that you necessarily hear on the radio. Like,
Yeah.
Like
I mean, it's
that's why it's hard to kind of put it into a genre. You can't really put it into a box. You know.
I like to say I'm doing pop. If you really
I know, like you were saying that structurally. You know,
I always say that you can really identify a pop song when kids can just like cover them on a guitar and a piano in the house.
Kids Bop. Do
Yeah.
you know about Kids Bop?
Notice that.
In America, they do compilation albums of pop songs, but they
just have kids singing
They
it.
have like children
Oh.
singing
like just
them.
like on like little.
I
like,
want that.
glockenspiels
And they'll
or
clean it
something.
up. They'll do like hardcore rap songs that are about like straight up
Oh,
sex
and
and
then-
shit. And they'll just change the words from
yeah.
like fucking to like funning.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, there's a couple of gay stuff in my music too. Like, the kids would have to change, but I want to. Do you have the contact of this kid? I want them
with
to
the
cover
Kids
my
Bop
music.
kids, yeah.
Yeah.
That's so great, man.
Are you collaborating with anybody here at the People Festival?
yes.
That's kind of what the essence of the
Yes,
thing is.
I'm doing a couple of songs with Bryce Dessner.
Okay, cool.
Right now, I came here with my friend Awir Leon, who's an amazing songwriter and producer from France, who actually is in
Well,
Amsterdam.
yeah, Orleans, you know.
Yeah. And
You mean Orleans?
what else? I think that's pretty much it. I'm trying to, I don't know, there's a few, I did something with Eric from Kings of Convenience. It's like not everything that I'm doing this week is going to necessarily end up in the show.
But you're
this
kind of just
weekend.
you're playing
But
around.
you're
Yeah.
and stuff for later that you'll use or
I don't know.
everything
Just playing
you're doing,
around.
Yeah. It's just, so sometimes it's good to make music and it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Just send it. I always say that it was really the philosophy last time when we were all here. It was like, it's also like good in your life to do some things just to send it to like
The universe, into the ether.
Just for the
exactly.
sake, doing the work for
Yeah.
the sake of doing the work.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Was there anyone you're excited to meet, like, or like, you know, like that you saw on the
Oh
list?
my god, yeah, there's a list of 160 people that I
Yeah,
was
there you
excited
go.
to meet here.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of friends here now. We've made a lot of connections
Yeah,
last
yeah.
time, and it's really funny to see to be in this festival and then come back and spend another week with the same crew of people.
Mm-hmm.
There's more now, but it's the same core of people. So we get to know each other more and more. So it's nice. So I'm excited to see, obviously, all the people that were here last time, but it's like I'm very happy that my friend Moses is here.
Yeah, we're gonna try to talk to him in a minute.
He's really incredible singer, incredible performer. I'm super happy to do stuff with Bryce because we've known each other for a long time now. He lives in Paris too, but we haven't had a proper chance to work together. So
That's awesome. And you're a Paris guy too, right?
yeah, I live in Paris. Yeah.
How do you find Berlin?
I found Berlin very exciting. There's a sense of freedom here that there's definitely not in Paris. I wish Paris was a bit more
Loose.
yeah, you could do more things. That there was more space for the forbidden. But honestly, I love Paris too. The more I've been traveling, the more I have like been loving coming back to Paris.
Yeah. Well, same.
And being a both of you guys, there's a good question. What are you doing about the food situation over here? And I'm not talking shit about German
no,
food in
we've been
general.
eating
No,
well.
wait.
Yeah.
The food station in Berlin or at Michel Burger?
In Berlin. Michel Burger is an
Because Michel
amazing
Burger is
situation.
fucking insane.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Michel Burger who's feeding us
I had
incredibly.
the best blood sausage sandwich yesterday, by the way.
Yeah, we all tried them.
You had it?
the ham
Oh,
sandwich.
you
Oh
were
my God,
you were
they're
no the
great.
blood sausage. He was pushing them on everyone.
Yeah. It was
You
it's
were-
the best thing I've never had. So, but Michel Burger is not Berlin. No, I don't know. I don't know much.
It's just kebabs,
Each
it
time I'm
seems
in
like.
Berlin, I stay at Michel
Kebabs.
Burger and I eat at Michel Burger. So I don't know much about the food situation in Berlin.
Yeah. No, we've been well fed, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Over at Camp Med, you know.
But I'm
Cl-
sure it's
Club
not as
Med,
good
you know,
as
yeah.
France. For
Well,
sure.
it's like if you like kebabs, you're in luck because it seems to be every other
Oh,
door
really?
is a kebab, is a doner kebab place.
There's good kebabs in France too.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. You can get a good kebab in Paris, you know. Yeah.
Fair enough, man.
Yeah,
So that's
touche.
that's exciting, dude. So, do you have any like what's your usual schedule like when you're not on the road or at a festival? Do you just kind of like wake up and work a little bit, or
But you direct
do you
and
keep
things like that,
hours?
don't you?
Yeah. I've been directing a lot last year. This year I didn't do much yet.
Directing like filmmaking?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So your usual life is just like directing and making music and being a cool guy
being
who
an
knows
artist,
a lot
yeah,
about
just
stuff.
being- just being a
Yeah.
cool ass motherfucker.
Spending a lot of time in my apartment, going to restaurants, cooking dinners, making music.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're doing dinner back in Paris. and,
Yeah, let's have
maybe
dinner. I
that's
would
what-
love that.
Yeah, we're gonna
maybe
do
we'll
this.
post mortem after our dinner with our podcast
Yeah.
here. Maybe this will be
Okay.
the first part of a two-parter. We'll continue in Paris and see if we all still like each other after the next few
Yeah.
days.
Oh, we will,
exactly.
we will,
Yeah.
we will, for
After
sure.
one dinner, he's like, "I'm out."
Okay.
Thank you, brother. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
We'll talk again.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks
Bye,
for
my
thanks for
friends.
taking
Cheers.
some time with us.
Bye.
Bye. So Matt,
Wood kid.
how was dinner?
What do you mean?
The dinner.
Oh,
we
the
went-
dinner he took us out
yes,
to?
Yeah,
It was really good.
Yawn.
It was really good, actually. You got a
I got bone marrow.
you got bone marrow, and it came in like a Fred Flintstone-sized like mastodon leg bone.
and I would normally try to steal that. It was way too big.
That's what I was talking about because I did steal the other marrow bones you were getting throughout the trip.
Yes.
I have them in my living room now.
Look at you.
At one point, I was walking through airport security, and they were like, I just saw the guy
A
look
bag
down
full of
in my
bones.
bag. There were just like 4 animal bones in it.
just a bag full of bones.
Uh,
that doesn't look suspicious
It
at
was really
all.
good. I got some egg thing that was like cooked in charcoal or something.
Oh, look at
Remember?
you!
I got a
know.
little-
Actually, it was really nice.
was
Like, the beef, everything was good.
Yeah,
Actually, no.
beef.
Actually, yeah. We I think I even mentioned it. I said like, oh, we're gonna go to dinner, and then
we
guess
did-
what?
and we did.
freaking did.
No, that was super fun. So next up is so here,
Okay, this is actually. I mean, this is probably almost both of our
we
favorites,
both
but I
just-
think
Mac just got
especially
excited.
yours. Yeah.
Okay, so here's how this worked. Like Mac handed me a list of about 8 names that he wanted to try to talk to over the course of the weekend and or the week, and we spoke to a lot of those people. And then one day we just kind of posted up on a staircase, and we wrote on a big sign-in board for all the artists. We were like, hey, if anyone wants to talk to us, come over and talk.
We're on the back stairwell. Come
We're
and
the
join
stair
us.
boys.
Yeah, we're the stairwell boys.
That's what we were. I forgot. We had cider. We had sparkling water.
Yes.
And we had a lot of bees.
Yes. all the wasps. And
All the
bees.
wasps. And we kind of just hung out 2 days in a row on the staircase. And like people, Mac had met Rasmus, and Rasmus walked up to talk to us, and Alexi got introduced by someone you're going to hear later, and Angel we had kind of known before, and then these three gentlemen just came up out of nowhere. And
Well, no, I did invite him. Did
you speak to
I
them?
met one of them in the bathroom.
Okay, I didn't even
I
know
was
about
washing
that
my
part.
hands, and the dude came up to me and goes, "Hey, we're doing this dance thing in the other room. You want to come?" And I was like, "Hey, this is right before we were actually going to interview Johan."
Okay.
And I was like, "Dude, I mean, I'd love to." I'm not sure if I'd love to, but I can't. And then, but like at the same time, like just fucking great energy, really cool dude. And
So
so
fun.
I saw them at lunch. I was like, "Hey, come on up if you want to." And then they actually like took me up on it. Like it wasn't just in passing, but it was kind of a very casual, like, "Hey, come on up whenever you want to." And like 2 minutes later, he was like there with his boys.
And they are an Irish hip hop trio named Rusangano Family, and they are made up of, and you'll hear their names again, but it's God Knows,
is my favorite.
Merle, and John.
My name is John.
My name is John.
Yeah. So
And they just came with an insane amount of energy. They're an Irish hip hop trio.
They're
which
fucking dope.
I didn't even know Ireland had hip hop to begin with.
Yeah.
They have some common interests you'll hear with us. They
Yeah.
were like fixtures for as soon as we spoke to them on this podcast, those guys were my dudes for the rest of my
Yeah.
time in Berlin.
Yeah.
Like when in doubt, I needed someone to hang out with.
And they worked with everybody too. 'Cause
They
we
were
talked about
in
the
demand.
the whole thing was that everyone was working with each other, and like these kids who like nobody freaking like even knew, everybody loved them. Everyone loved working with them. They jumped on stage with everybody, like and it's their energy is infectious and
It's really cool. And they don't get it.
we got really lucky to get them,
And they don't get into it in their story on the show as much, but Merle and God Knows are actually immigrants from Africa, I believe.
Yeah.
Well,
he gets into it a little bit. He talks about magic.
oh, that's right. You know what?
You know what?
Let's
no
just,
spoilers.
Let's just go
into it.
Rusangano Family. Let's do it.
Let's do this. So we're back once again.
We're back again.
We're back in Brooklyn. I was going to say
back in
Berlin.
We're in the Brooklyn neighborhood
Yeah,
of Berlin.
yeah.
There's tons of Hasidic Jews. There's a burgeoning Korean population.
Yeah, you definitely have to keep that in. That's great.
You're only
That's perfect.
15 minutes from good restaurants.
Yeah.
Throwing shade immediately.
Right.
We got a bunch of people joining us right now.
Yeah. Introduce yourselves. Come on.
Yo, this is God Knows.
Yeah, my name is Merle.
My name is John from Rusangano Family.
Yeah.
Ooh, check that out.
All right, so we go God Knows, Merle, and then you got to go. You should switch the order on that, man, because it's always gonna be disappointing for you. God Knows, you should get last, man, because no one's gonna beat that one.
I know.
Yeah, God knows
Yo,
it's great.
you should-
So how do you guys know each other? What brought you all to Berlin? I don't think any of you are German, judging by the few minutes we've been talking.
Nine.
I
Yeah,
got
we're
that
Irish,
one.
actually.
Yeah.
No, seriously, we're Irish.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are all three of you Irish?
Yeah.
From Ireland?
So we're from Ireland. So the three of us actually we're a band called Rusangano Family.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, that's us really.
Where in Ireland are you guys from?
I'm from Limerick.
Okay,
And
nice.
Both of us from County Clare. So, yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I'm Irish by blood, at least, but I'm. Yeah. But
Oh, yeah, Mac. Come on.
Yeah.
Culkin,
Yeah, Culkin. Yeah.
Come on.
Clan Culkin, and I'm Irish.
Macaulay Culkin.
And I'm Irish from the amount of Jameson I consume. So
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Just in your pores.
Right there, that's a leprechaun voice that you're using.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes,
No,
yeah,
I know.
yeah,
Believe
yeah,
you. Oh, I know.
You guys
I know
watch
that one.
you guys watch Rick and Morty? You seen that cartoon?
Of course.
So Matt, give it your famous standing perfectly vertical.
Oh, look at you standing perfectly vertical.
There's his Irish.
We know from OSW, I think.
We know that line, and we know a bunch of Irish WWE wrestlers, but that's about it.
All right, give me some.
Finn Balor and Becky
Hey,
Lynch.
hey,
There you go.
Hey,
Some
we know.
Fergal
we actually-
Devitt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't
we know
forget
Finn,
Sheamus.
actually.
You know them?
Yeah, we know Finn. One of our close friends actually made one of the Bullet Club's entrance music.
Get the fuck out of here.
Swear down.
Which song?
Yeah, it's called the
Bullet
Bullet
Club.
Club.
Yeah, that's the main
Yeah,
theme.
yeah, he
Oh,
made that
dude.
one.
That we're super into that shit. And
Yeah,
we're
yeah, he
actually-
made it. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
one. Hey, shout out to our guy, Naive Ted, Deviant Naive Ted. Yeah, that's our guy. Bup.
Naive Ted. I
Oh, that's
love it.
awesome. And we're actually going in a couple weeks. We're going to Chicago to go to All In, which is like a big indie wrestling thing, and the Bullet Club's all going to be there. They're running it
Yeah,
themselves.
we actually
Sick.
we made like a new T-shirt. It's
Bunny
Bunny
Club.
Club.
Oh,
And it's like instead of the bullets, it's carrots and things
Hey,
like that.
that's
Like
great,
it's
man.
so
Shout out
silly.
to Mac.
Yeah.
So what kind of music you guys play?
that's a tough question, you know.
Yo, that's what everyone's
I know,
answer
yeah,
is.
everyone always has a hard time. Like,
yeah, I think especially when you come to a festival like this one where everybody's open to doing something different. So what's great about this festival, actually I can plug the festival, shout out to the people.
Oh, yeah, dude.
What's really great about this festival is the fact that people kind of get to the door, right, and then they take off any like label or any, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
or
they're not in a
any-
box. Yeah.
No
anything-
preconceived notions
yeah,
of
exactly,
what you're gonna
anything
do.
that constricts
Yeah.
you, because
That's right.
what's happening is that in this big place right here, what happens is people go into different rooms. So in that room, you never know what it is that people are going to do. So you just bring what you have. So at my foundation, I'm an MC. So I bring that to the table. But to say that it's just specific genres.
Yeah, you're just jumping around doing whatever. Like, people are doing folk or funk or whatever.
Yeah, that's it. So I suppose like the foundation is hip hop anyway for what we do. So we rap
Yeah.
on most of our songs
Nice.
or sing along to chopped
Hip-hop
up
beats.
samples and
Yeah.
hip hop beats but we're often open to try whatever
Uh-huh.
as well. So we work with live musicians.
Yeah,
a
I
lot
mean,
of
yesterday
times.
I was like, yo, Matt, come
Yeah, just
through.
come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, so things like that.
Well,
So-
here's what's better for me about that. So, like, I am actually a huge hip hop fan, and like,
Sick.
I don't think it's a very represented. The thing is, it's a mix of every genre right now. But the fact that you guys are here means you get to play with like there's a woman who plays a Lithuanian folk instrument. You know what I mean?
Whoa. What-
There's
Wow.
I'll get her name for you. There's crazy shit going on here, and the fact
Yeah.
that I don't think hip hop's ever met these genres a lot of the time, right?
But that's the thing. So that's why, because I think I was just talking to someone there. He was like, "You guys are everywhere," and it's like, but that's just because what we do can almost work with
sure.
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
So
Anything you
as
throw there,
long
we can
as
just go on top
it
of
can
it.
go like this in some way, like, whatever.
You can do something with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
And
Yeah.
also, you don't have to carry equipment, which
Yeah,
is
you know,
which you don't
means
have to
we-
plug in.
Yeah,
like-
exactly. Which
yeah.
means we can run.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah,
Anything
from
that's
room to
done,
room,
we'll
yeah.
run. We'll get there. If you give us an opportunity, we're there. Because I still feel so privileged to be here. You know, so because I feel the privilege, I'm not gonna let this opportunity cease. So if anybody is like, "Yo, I'm humming," you can rap it. Oh, I'm there.
I can do this. I can do this. Are there any people that you've actually like gotten really like like into that you've enjoyed working with or anything like that?
Mac, I can't lie to you, man. Like, I'll be lying if I say like, raw, just one thing. I would say every single person in here.
That seems to be like that seems to be the consensus. Like everyone's just like like they can't just pick one.
Let's
name
put
or
it this
something
way:
like
there's
that,
no
you know?
like one really shitty act that everyone's like on the low, being like, "Yo, don't play with that
Nah,
dude who plays
nobody's shading
violin."
anybody.
Yeah, yeah.
No shade.
that
being
guy
thrown
smells
anywhere.
weird.
Like if you're here, you're talented enough. It seems to work with everyone. Just assumes like you're someone I want to work with. If you're here, there's a reason you're here, and you could add to what I'm doing.
for sure.
I think one person that, even though we were trying not to name,
No,
Yeah,
but still.
please do.
one person that I must point out is Jonas, an engineer, the engineer
Jonas,
in
legend.
K3, man.
He's been killing it.
He's been,
Oh,
my
man.
God.
Because that's what's so cool about this. It's not just musicians and guitarists and people playing instruments, and it's not just MCs or rappers or podcasters. There's also
Like some
sound
fantastic
engineers,
engineers.
and filmmakers
Yeah.
and photographers, and
Yeah.
it's
And
super dope, man.
podcasters.
Yeah.
Shout out to the
Yeah.
podcaster.
Am I right?
That's
is
it.
Is this your guys' first time in Berlin? No. You said that very quickly.
It's not my first time in Germany. First time in Berlin for me, for sure.
Yeah, it's first time I'm here as well.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
think John's been.
Jonas been here.
You like it, Jonas?
I had
John.
to taste
John,
the nightlife of Berlin before, so yeah, I'm acquainted. Yeah, for
You
sure.
say that with like a real dark look in your
I was
eyes.
about to
dude.
say it has like weight behind it.
when people are like, "Oh,
I've been here.
I've spent some
before."
time here," it means they've buried some bodies
Well,
and shit.
you know what? That's actually really funny, right? So here's the thing: the last time I was here, it was part of this like scratch tour.
Okay.
And it's like nearly 10 years ago, but it was this bizarre day where there's like 10 scratch DJs all walking around, and suddenly we found ourselves in a graveyard. And I was like, what are we doing in Berlin in a graveyard? Everyone else was like,
Why is everyone digging holes?
but they were like, it's pretty cool though, isn't it? It's like, jeez, man. Yeah, it's an amazing city, man. The level of freedom, the level of expression from all the people, the relaxed nature of it, it's class. It's very cool. It's awesome.
It's a
man.
really artistic kind of city. Like you can just see it just on the streets when it comes to
sure.
the street art and just the galleries and shit like that.
We like to ask this question of very special occasional guests, but it comes up from time to time.
All right.
Without any going into it, would you fight a wizard?
Would you fight a wizard?
Thank you, Mac. It's important.
You can ask questions. So you can ask follow-up questions.
I
Yeah.
would, yeah.
Yeah, you would?
I would.
Flat out.
I would. You know why?
I love it.
Because my grandfather had stuff.
Oh yeah,
Like
your
magic-
grandpa-
like
your-
magical
he
abilities?
He was a wizard.
He's got stuff.
All right. You can't just say that and
That
not
sounds
give
like
us
a shaman.
little bit of detail. Hint at the stuff your grandfather had.
You're telling,
Do you know? Now, if I tell you, I'll have to kill you both.
He's like
there
a
you go.
Celtic
All right.
druid, like.
Well, what about my grandfather from? He was in Africa.
Okay.
But the only thing now is though, even though he's not there anymore, rest in peace, Grandpa.
R.I.P.
All right.
Yeah, I will fight a wizard.
All right, there you go.
Boom. It runs in his
I
family.
got trinkets. Like,
It runs in his fucking family. That's awesome. And you guys, wizard fighting or no?
wizard fighting? Yeah, yeah, or
Fighting?
nay?
So far, here.
So
Yeah.
Oh, we got 3 yeses then on the wizard
There
fight.
you go. Look,
Yeah, you know what? With Merle representing us, nothing bad.
there you go. There you go. I love it.
I'm just thinking the wizard just gonna appear out of nowhere now. It's like, Okay, guys, you see.
Wizard comes out from under that tree. Like I heard you were talking shit. You shall not pass. Awesome, guys, and give us the name of your group again, so folks can check you guys out.
Yeah, we are called Rusangano Family. We are an Irish trio. We on the foundation we do hip hop music, but it's a whole lot more than that. I am God Knows. That is Merle, and that's my name is John. And I am going to spell it for people who genuinely who are going to check this out. It's RUSANGANO.
Nice.
And
like the
family
pause.
at the end of that.
Yeah.
And if you can't spell
Family,
family,
though.
we can't help you guys.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can't help
Yeah,
you with
sorry
that.
about
I'm
that.
sorry.
You're on
That's
your
your
own.
teacher.
Thank
Yeah,
you so
for
much,
sure.
boys. Cheers.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us,
coming,
man.
guys.
That was great. That was fun.
Awesome.
How great were those guys?
Like, I'm smiling even just thinking of them. Like, like,
Oh, God knows.
God,
That's your
knows.
favorite, or
It's my favorite name, at least. It's like, what's
It
your
is my
name? My name
favorite
is
name.
God Knows. Like,
The other cool thing is my name is John. After we had recorded this, a couple days later, it came up to me and was like, "Hey, I feel bad, man. I only started listening to Bunny Ears like a month ago. I missed." And I was like, "The fact that you've
Wow,
even
like,
listened to it,
you listen to it at all.
we have a listener in Ireland.
I know.
Shout out to us.
Yeah, right?
So they're great. And also, we should say everyone from last week's episode and this week's episode, most of their music is on Spotify.
Yeah.
Woodkid,
check
Woodkid,
it.
Rusangano. So if you want to check out their music, please do.
Yeah,
Like,
no, check it out. Like, for
they're
real. Like,
super fun.
yes, I recommend it personally.
Like
but
dance hall rap with some tribal stuff. It's really great.
Yeah,
Next,
no.
next up, we don't have a musician, but we have a guy who was wearing a cool T-shirt.
Yes, yeah, that's how we actually met him.
That is how we started up a
Because he had a
friendship.
T-shirt that we liked.
He was wearing a T-shirt, and you'll hear. But you know what? We'll save what the T-shirt was for the actual interview.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like
But
a
there's
huge
photo
gag.
proof of it on
But-
Mac's Instagram.
Yeah. And so, met him. He does. He's a videographer.
And he runs a website called La Blogotech, which you were actually a fan of.
Yes, and I don't even like realize that until about
Halfway through,
like
yeah.
3/4 of the way through, like and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, like wait, I know your work. A lot of street performances, usually in Paris, of bands. Some I know, some I don't know, but just like little pop-up shows, and like they'll film them on stairwells or on city streets and all that kind of stuff. So
Those are on YouTube if you want to check them out. And
yeah,
and you'll hear all about it.
all about it like on
Plus,
this one.
we
But,
like we
really
like a
rad
French
dude.
guy. We like an accent on this
Yeah,
show.
you know what? There's
Warren.
nothing wrong with a good old French accent.
You know what I mean, Warren? We try to class it up for you. I don't hear Mark Maron having French dudes on.
Yeah, right.
I don't hear the Gilmore guys interviewing Danish men.
Shout out to the Gilmore guys.
Shout out to the Gilmore guys. It's a real thing. Very popular. Way more popular than us. Shout out to the Gilmore
All right,
guys.
cool.
So without further ado, here is a very cool Frenchman named Christophe Abric.
Abric.
Check.
Are we checking? Check.
Checkpoint Charlie. Okay.
So we're back.
We're back. After all that, we're back. And we are joined by a man who is wearing a fantastic T-shirt.
Yes, it says Les Incompetents.
And you all know what that means. That's
Yes.
what Mac is.
It's me. It's me. It's Kevin McAllister.
What's up, man? Introduce yourself. Tell us
introduce
why
yourself.
you're here.
My name is Christophe. I'm French.
Okay.
You'll guess that with the accent.
We got it.
yeah,
and the
yeah.
shirt and just the
Yeah.
general vibe, man.
Yeah. Always,
French vibe.
French people are always slick, man. Love it. Yeah.
And I run a website called La Blogotech.
Okay.
We make music videos, live sessions. We used to try and capture crazy moments with bands and since this is a
Actually,
little
this is
bit
perfect. This
That's
is perfect
that.
for
the
you.
place to
right?
be. So yeah.
Yeah, this is perfect for you. I've seen you walking around with a camera this whole time because you're taking a lot of just stills right now.
Yeah, we're just a friend of mine, Vincent, is doing capturing movies.
Yeah, we just talked with his gal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Philippa.
Philippa, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Sorry.
you, sorry.
Or Joyce. cut
We'll,
it
we'll
short.
edit that. We just talked with Philippa, who's working with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and he's doing the filming, and I'm just taking sounds and photos for the week. But this weekend we're gonna do something quite special.
You want to tell us what we're doing?
What's your plan? Yeah.
It's called a 1-to-1.
Okay.
Some people tell me it should be called 1-on-1. I don't know.
Mhm.
The thing
kinda
is,
That's the English of it,
Yeah,
but
we've had a little too many one-on-ones, I think. One-to-one, I like.
One-to-one I like. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's
there's a connection with
it's
the two.
in front.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
not
Yeah.
above. So the idea is that in between shows we go in the audience and we have a very nice tattooed lady that goes to people and gently kidnap them. We take them away from the crowd. We
Gently?
blindfold them.
Oh wow, this is awesome.
Oh, okay.
We're taking them up a stairs
Okay.
in a room they don't know anything about. And when we remove the blindfold, they're sitting in front of a musician that plays a concert just for them.
That's amazing. Yeah,
That's
I heard
that's
about somebody
amazing.
mentioned this yesterday. That is such a cool
Is there any
idea.
way I can volunteer to be kidnapped at some point?
And yeah, no, because if you volunteer,
It doesn't
you're
count,
out.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
That's not kidnapping.
That's
technically.
really really cool, and they won't know what's happening until they get in that room and.
Yeah, I guess we did that at the previous
first one.
festival. So I assume that a few people
Word
are going to
got-
be like, "Oh yeah, I know what you're doing."
yeah,
But the first year it was crazy. People were like, "What?"
Did anyone like have a violent reaction when you tried to kidnap them? Oh, but it's
No,
a
no,
very
no.
pretty lady.
No, yeah, the kidnapping is very cool. She's
Okay.
like, she listens to
Can I kidnap you?
Yeah, can I take 5 minutes of your time? She goes to people. She listens to the conversations. She tries to feel the people. So that's very quiet. No, we had like some intense reaction for the music.
Yeah, like who?
Yeah, I would
who,
imagine.
Like,
Some-
who
what are
have
some
you
of the
had?
musicians?
Like,
Yeah.
Who have you gotten, or who's going to do it this year?
Last time we got, for example, like Justin Vernon from Bon Iver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah,
So the girl was in panic. She was not doing anything. She was like not moving at all. And so that's very funny because in the comments of the video on YouTube, everybody is like, "What the fuck? I would have cried. I would have been a better fan, Justin."
They would have all done exactly the same
Come
as
on,
this
yeah.
girl.
yeah, all would have freaked. Yeah.
And so we had that, but we also had, for example, a band called Senyawa. They're an Indonesian hardcore band.
Okay.
And it's like very small Indonesian guy who sings like this. and he really went to the guy.
Got right up in him.
Yeah, because the guy we kidnapped was big guy. like this, and the guy was like shaking.
Oh, that's
He
amazing.
was scared.
How many people get kidnapped a day?
We're gonna try to have like 5 to 7, so 6.
I like the casualness of which we're discussing how many people you're kidnapping.
Yeah. How many people are you kidnapped? So about 1 in every 1,000 people.
It's
at
not
the
illegal in
festival.
Germany
Yeah,
though,
yeah.
so you're good on that.
Yeah.
Have you spent much time in Berlin?
I have to. You've seen that? It's like this festival is like a summer camp. It's like, you know,
yeah.
you have a bus taking you from the airport.
Exactly.
You go to the hotel.
Mhm.
You only go out
Yeah.
for planned activities.
Yeah.
And in the weekend we're gonna go make a show for our parents.
It's the talent show. Yeah, you're right.
It's
Yeah.
like
yeah.
little spectacle.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I've been to Berlin another time just to see the city, but it was winter. But it looks like fucking amazing in the
Yeah,
summer.
especially where we are on the river,
Yeah,
and
kind of in the
there's a lot of
wilderness a
fun
little bit.
boys on their boats.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
No,
The dudes out
shirtless
partying,
guys.
Yeah,
the shirtless boys.
and you have like people building boats out of pallets and all. It's like
No, I
it's
know.
crazy.
Some of them
It is
look,
very
some of them look like they're like
water-worldy.
homemade.
It's
Yeah,
very waterworldy.
really.
Yeah, it's like if Mad Max took place on the Spree River
Yeah, I know,
with
very
just
Waterworld,
German
yeah.
fun boys who love techno, just love hard techno. You know what I mean?
Techno and Aretha Franklin. You know,
They did. When we were outside by the river yesterday, when we saw that Aretha Franklin had passed away, and almost instantly all of the boats started playing Aretha Franklin music. It was
Oh my
actually
God.
kind of special and cool.
Yeah,
You
it
know
was
what I
really
mean?
cool.
yeah. So France is your home?
Yeah,
Where in
Paris.
France are you from?
Paris.
Paris.
There you go.
Yeah.
City he loves.
Yeah. I have a place there. Yeah.
You have a place there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
we
neighborhood?
were just there.
What's that?
In which neighborhood?
The third.
The third. Oh.
Yeah.
You just gave us a look like, oh, all right.
No, it's
That's
good
a good one.
Oh,
yeah.
See, that's the problem, my friend. I've only been to his place in Paris, so
So you think Paris is rich and nice?
no, that's not that. I just think his place is normal. I don't. So when other
Where
friends,
do you live? Where do you live?
I used to live in 11th for 20 years, and now I live in close suburbs.
Okay.
Kids garden, barbecue.
Yeah, there you go. You got kids. Yeah.
But yeah, I used to live in the 11th, which is quite close to the 3rd, yeah.
I always love like quizzing people on their French. Like Americans. I go, "What's the French word for barbecue?" It's barbecue.
Yeah, barbecue.
What's the French word for cool? Cool.
Cool, yeah. What's the English word for déjà vu?
yeah, hey,
Okay.
hey, wait, watch this.
There you go. Touche.
Touche. Whoa. What kind of
Come
stuff do you
on.
do in Paris, man? You just run the website. The website, it's a Parisian website.
No, it's
Bagatelle?
Oh, it's French language.
It used to be a website. Now it's more a production company.
Okay.
So
And
we.
you guys have a YouTube channel, you said?
Yeah, Blogotech.
Blogotech,
It's
yeah.
a cool
Yeah.
YouTube channel.
Yeah, we'll check it out. You should have us
Yeah.
on it, man.
Yeah.
He's in Paris a lot.
Yeah.
Let's play. The most of our videos is like we take a band, we put the band in Paris, and we say play there.
Where,
And-
like outside, you mean, or?
Outside, could be in a bus, could be in a bar, it could be in an elevator, in a graveyard.
Like those weird
so-
kind of like pop-up shows. like that.
Guerrilla.
Yeah.
Like there's like the one with the Beirut on like the street corner.
That's
that I
us.
saw.
Oh,
that
I was
what you
just about to
guys?
say. There
Yeah.
you go. That's exactly what I
Yeah.
thought it was. Like
You might know-
like Oberkampf or whatever.
Yeah,
like, the-
Oberkampf.
that-
Oh my
yeah.
God, he knows. He
Yeah,
knows
he's
that.
a big
I know.
fan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I told you. Oh, yeah, I'm familiar with those. Those are fantastic. Yeah.
Oh, thank
yeah,
you.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
Everybody who's listening, like check these out. They're
Now that Mac
fantastic.
knows them, you should check them
Well,
out.
no, we were
I'm
going to check them out
kidding.
anyway. But I was just saying, I'm familiar with your work.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
He knows Oberkampf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
was good.
Come
He knows
on.
that the
Yeah,
Beirut
he's-
one
Yeah,
is in Oberkampf.
I've been like living there on and off for like 5 years, man.
Yeah,
Like,
he knows
yeah.
Paris.
Yeah.
You should see him. He has his bakery. He's got his little Italian
Yeah.
thing. It's a whole different life.
Yeah. Different Mac.
Yeah, exactly.
You settled there for a time?
Yeah, for like 5 years. Yeah, it's beautiful. Like,
Yeah.
life is good out there. Yeah, you know. I can say my old lines, but I'm not going.
Please.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
because you never said it to a Frenchman before.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, they asked me why do you like Paris. I said, oh, the wine sucks, the food's terrible, and the women are ugly. But otherwise, it's great.
And I
So
like,
they're
We
like,
have,
why?
we have all the other reasons. To
Yeah,
say.
Yeah, it was
exactly.
like, why? I'm like, oh, come on. Like, yeah, do you really have to ask why? Come on, man.
give us
The pollution, obviously.
Yeah.
what's your number one recommendation for something to do in Paris that you don't think people normally do, like tourists or neighborhood or just something different for listeners that, you know?
Whoa. You're going to have to edit that because I'm going to be like thinking about it a lot.
No worries, man. We love thinking noisy.
Go to Rue Oberkampf.
It's not. No,
But yeah,
it ain't
yeah.
what it used to be.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's what could they do that's crazy on a beautiful day?
Okay.
You take a bike, and early morning, you go around inside what we call les maréchaux.
Okay.
You know, it's like you asked me for unusual. I give you the unusual.
please.
It's like Paris is circled by a huge highway called Périphérique because
Okay.
it circles, and it's been nearly created and decided like 2 centuries ago, and since then, anything that's outside Périphérique is not Paris.
Yeah, it's not Paris. It's
Oh,
just
it's the
20,
ring,
it's
the
just
ring.
the 20
Yeah, yeah.
arrondissements. You know,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
that's
like-
about it.
Yeah.
I live like literally 5 minutes away,
And
walking from this.
And is it
Périphérique.
great and different and
Ah, yeah.
peaceful?
It's peaceful, it's nice, and it's not Paris.
Yeah.
But inside of this huge highway, you have like a smaller boulevard
Okay.
that circle Paris, that called les maréchaux, maréchals. It's like
Like a
and-
marigold, like the flower.
No,
Oh,
maréchal like above.
Oh, marshal.
Marshals.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
marshals.
yeah.
And they made it nice with tramway and all, and it's kind of peaceful because you can go by bike, run nearly like in Germany or Denmark, like not much traffic and all, and you can see like crazy things that you never seen in Paris, like
Because
huge
you're
buildings,
outside of Paris.
perspective.
And you can do it in under 2 hours, probably.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. I mean, it's pretty. Yeah, it's,
So
the city is actually pretty small. You know?
Yeah. So most of the time, sometimes it's like it's traffic and all. It's like, but it's a way of like seeing another side of Paris that
Yeah.
nobody sees. Really.
Yeah, yeah.
Great. Thanks, man.
Man, it's freaking
Yeah.
cool, man.
We'll check
So
it
yeah,
out.
yeah. Well, so we'll you know, we'll make
Watch
sure
it-
everybody's like,
yeah,
hey,
look-
watch,
watch your YouTube videos,
Yeah, yeah,
La
yeah.
Blagatag, bike ride around Paris, and just
Yeah.
be a cool Parisian
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
like our
exactly.
friend over
Yeah,
here.
like our friend over here just came up and he's like, "Let's do this."
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Thank
like-
God you had that shirt on, man. We would have never known.
Yeah, we would never have known.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Merci.
Merci beaucoup, monsieur.
Yeah.
Merci à vous.
How French? Oui, oui.
Very. You know what, man?
Oui, oui, la toilette.
Here's one. After spending a lot of time in France with you over the last month, here's one thing I can say about the French. They're very French.
They're
you
very
know?
French.
Also, I will say, I don't know if we ever talked about this on the show, but in France, Pepe Le Pew speaks in an Italian accent
Yes, because it wouldn't make sense.
because they don't know
otherwise.
that we think they're creepy perverts.
I mean, yes. Also, it just wouldn't make sense.
It wouldn't make sense because everyone had a French accent.
Where it's like, oh, a proud American kind of thing character, like, you know, that only makes sense in another language. Like, yes, they would change it if we were going to convert
That
it
does
over
make
here.
sense. Except, do people make fun of us like that?
Yes, of course. We are proud, boisterous, and loud.
It's a good thing they don't translate it. I'd be so offended.
Yeah, I know.
We're the best.
Yeah, I wonder what accent Foghorn Leghorn has.
You're right. Yeah, think
You
about
know,
that.
yeah,
In
yeah.
like Germany, how do they translate? Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
You know what, Warren? I think that's a future episode. We're just gonna watch foreign Looney Tunes.
yeah, let's
Not record an episode. I just want to watch foreign Looney
yeah,
Tunes.
just
now.
translate it for
So that was Christophe Abric,
Abric.
talking to us about filmmaking and that cool kidnapping thing they do.
yeah, right.
Which after the festival, I went online and I read a couple reviews of the festival. We got written about in Consequence of Sound or some one of the guys we talked to in our show was like a reporter
Oh, really?
covering the festival.
Oh, that
luckily
makes
he
sense.
liked our live show.
Oh, okay.
But I read reviews from people who got kidnapped. Like I read one guy's thing. He had a private concert from Feist.
Oh, that's cool.
And like the way they describe it is really, really cool. So that was one
yeah,
of
it was
the
a really
cooler
cool
aspects
concept,
of the festival.
and
Yeah.
like, you know, yeah. I mean, because it's one of those things that could end up being creepy, and I think maybe probably half the time does. But you know, yeah, like the idea is still there.
There's a
man.
video online from the first People Fest. They brought a girl up to
For a
sit with
Justin,
Vernon.
Vernon. Yeah.
From Bon Iver, and her reaction is pretty fun. So check that out.
Yeah.
Last but certainly not least, we got a long form interview. in the
Yeah, this
sense
one's
that
about
we
20
went
something
longer.
minutes.
Yeah. This is a dude you knew.
Yes. Yeah. Ahmed, I've known for a number of years, probably about 4 or 5 years.
And you met him through the New York music scene?
Yeah,
Kinda
exactly.
Adam Green sort of people?
Not
or-
even. It was kind of like through just some of those guys from Caveman. You should check out that band. Yeah, no, whatever. I have a lot of different musician-y friends, and so like I met him kind of through the ether a little bit. Really super talented. Does all kinds of like kind of, I calling it like world music would almost be calling it like just not giving it
Doing it disservice, yeah.
Yes, I wouldn't be doing it justice.
He's got a band called
Sin Cane.
Sin Cane.
And that's kind of what he goes by. Because his last name is really, really hard to
We'll
pronounce,
hear it.
which you'll hear in the first couple of minutes. But good friend of mine, I have a nice history with him. And we go into a lot of his backstory and stuff. And he's a fascinating person
Fascinating guy.
that I would love to have on the show again.
Love to.
because, because he's one of those guys who's a little bit modest, but once you get him talking, he'll talk.
From the moment I met that dude in Berlin, he was a fan of Fish, which goes a long way,
Yeah.
especially in that
and you
group.
wouldn't think it actually,
Especially in that group, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. You wouldn't think it.
I kept throughout the weekend, man. I'll be honest, and it's not my finest moment, but when I would meet like a new musician and they'd be like, "You having fun? What are you playing?" And I go, "Oh, I'm just a podcaster. Can you believe I'm here? I just like Fish." I would say that in the hopes that they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I mean, me too." Never happened.
Well, except for
Ahmed.
For Ahmed.
So-
And,
so that-
Ahmed actually had a deep, rich history. with them, too. Yeah.
So this is Ahmed from Sin Cane, and this is an interview about the Sudan and music and
Yes.
last names and so many different
And the whole,
things.
so many different things. Listen up, kids, because this is one of my faves.
Here we go.
That's kind of what we do.
Check 1, 2.
Check
Sibilance.
2. Syllabus.
Sibilance.
Sisyphus.
Things.
So
many wasps.
Tip of the tongue.
Lips, teeth, tip of the tongue.
The tongue.
Are we recording?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, great. Oh, we're gonna use all of this.
Always.
Come on through. Sorry.
Have you guys tried the mac and cheese?
Yeah, it's delicious.
It's really good. I don't think I've eaten this much mac and cheese in my entire life.
What's funny is in a lot of our conversations, and we'll say who you are in a minute, but a lot of our conversations revolve around just how awesome the food is this week.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jan Woodkid said that the blood sausage burger was like the best thing he ever had in his whole life.
That's the one thing I missed.
Oh, right.
The one thing I missed.
We'll try to get him hooked up. Did you have the meat
It was
pie
bloody
last
good.
night?
Yeah.
See what I did there?
There you go, buddy. Who are you, man?
My name is Ahmed Galab. It's pronounced Ahmed Jalab, but people don't know how to pronounce that really, so I just say Ahmed Galab.
Yeah, we just call you Ahmed.
Does it bum you out that no one's ever saying your real name?
No, well, there are people, people who speak Arabic
Make the
and stuff.
effort.
Yeah. It's fine. It's kind of cool. It gives it like a new understanding,
And you actually have to like explain it to people. Or,
You know what's funny? One of my best friends is from Syria, and throughout high school and stuff, he knows how to pronounce my name, so he'd say it correctly, and we'll be out somewhere, and he would say my name, and I wouldn't get it, and then he'd go Ahmed, and I'd turn around, and I would get so mad. I'd get so mad at him and be like, "Just you know how to pronounce it?" And he's like, "But you never respond to it."
Like because you're just not used to it at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
And you're a musician. What's the name of your band? Is Sin Kane?
Sin
right?
Kane.
Yeah.
Sin Kane,
Yeah.
Sin Kane, Zin Kane, Sin Kane, depending on where you're from.
Yeah.
You got a real thing with not ever picking a direct pronunciation.
At least
Yeah.
when it comes to names.
Yeah, it's funny. I like making things up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like Policia, Polica. Like,
Yeah.
like they're like, yeah, we're fine. They go, like, we're just not
Pollock.
Policia.
It's all
Yeah.
interpretive. Yeah. We've been hanging with you a lot this week, dude. You're a new friend, and I say friend because like I've met a lot of cats, but you're genuinely a good guy, and we're glad to have you. We've been stalking you all week to try to get you on.
Yeah,
here.
and I've known you for
appreciate
like, what, 3 years now?
3
Something like
years,
that?
yeah.
Where'd you guys first meet?
At Albert De Fiore's place, I think.
Yeah, the Rumpus Room.
The Rumpus Room.
What is the
it's a
Rumpus
recording
Room?
studio.
Okay, in New York.
Yeah,
he was doing the Pizza Underground.
the Pizza
record.
Underground stuff. With the still unreleased Pizza
Oh,
Underground album.
the one I know about.
Yeah. The one, the great one.
The greatest parody band album of all time.
Yep. And it's under lock and key.
It might be the best album of all time.
It's too good, Mac.
Yeah,
To
I
a
think
point-
that's why I don't want people to bleed out of their ears.
Yeah. Yeah, you're helping us out.
Well, the first time you played it for me, I got mad because I was like, "Fuck you for taking a joke and making it this good." Like,
All the strings.
your
and things.
joke just became actual art, you asshole. Like,
I mean, I gotta say, the ongoing pizza joke you've had all your life is pretty amazing. Because when I first heard about you when I was a little kid, and I saw an interview with you on some like daytime TV show, and all you were mentioning was pizza. That's it.
Well, that's what 10-year-olds talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Pizza Gators, you know what he's talking about, right? I'm
Jeez.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Stop throwing pebbles at the beehive.
And then that one time at your house where you ordered 50 pizzas
Yes.
for a party.
Yep.
That's typical. Well, the great thing
Just
I
a
love.
wall of pizza.
Yeah.
The great thing I love about Mac's house is pizza will arrive without me knowing it's been ordered.
Yeah.
just
Quite
do it.
often, like the door will ring and there's a pizza guy there.
Yeah,
and I go, like, this is what
exactly.
I wanted right now.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's pretty crazy.
Mhm.
It's amazing. Pizza makes everyone happy. I think that's what it is. And you
Yeah.
like to make people happy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So So me and pizza were intrinsically connected.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Mhm.
Where are you from originally, dude?
I'm from Sudan.
You grew. How old were you when you moved out?
I moved out of Sudan when I was 5 years old
Okay.
in 1989. But I grew up living here. Whoa, what's going on?
Wait, ambient noise. It's cool.
Hold
you guys
on.
are coming up. No, they're going around.
Crazy performance art happening right
What
now.
are
I know.
so we got
It's a
some
noise
lights.
band.
Let's paint a picture for the audience. There are two German men, and they've got what looks like a cage full of lights.
Yeah, it looks
Full
like
of lights.
And
There's
now
a
they hit-
parrot in there too.
But they just hit a roadblock. They don't know what to do, and they're figuring
Yeah.
it out. We're doing live commentary.
It's pretty crazy.
They're basically like, oh shit, we got to go up these 3
Yeah.
steps with this.
They
giant
created a
cage.
bottleneck at the
Yeah.
studios.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We picked the right spot apparently.
Yeah.
It was totally clear yesterday.
Yeah.
So did your family leave
Sudan, yeah, so
during like
89,
the
you
mass
said.
diaspora? Like,
Yes, absolutely. My father was a diplomat, and in 1989, the government was overthrown, and we happened to be in the United States at the time. My dad was doing a fellowship program at
Okay.
Boston University, and the military coup that overthrew the government that's still in power, the military coup the military dictator Omar al-Bashir, who's still in power, overthrew the government, and my father's friends in the government started disappearing or they were killed. And we happened to be in the States, and so we applied for asylum.
you just never went back.
Well, we did go back
Okay.
eventually, but we thought we were gonna. It was like Gilligan's Island. We were like, oh, we're gonna go to the States for
3-hour tour.
a 3-hour tour, and then we're gonna come back, and everything's gonna be fine. But it was really crazy because we realized it happened, and my parents were like, "Well, what are we gonna do?" And my dad was like, "Okay, well, I have a friend in Atlanta, Georgia, and a friend in Utah.
They're both like the Sudan.
Who I can call and see if they can help. Guess which one helped us out?
Utah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I moved to Provo,
I was
Utah.
just about to say Provo.
Provo, Utah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Was that a transition?
You know, when I didn't realize how crazy it was until I left, you know.
Yeah.
I was like living right across the street from the Provo Temple. I don't think any of my friends knew like what to do with me, but we were friends, you know.
Sure.
How old are you?
I was like 6.
Yeah.
So you were little kids. Yeah, racism doesn't really exist.
You don't really
right?
know.
Yeah.
I mean, but people would say stuff, and you're like, I don't know what that means, you know, or you kind of go about the way. It wasn't really that I was black; it was that I wasn't Mormon. That was a big thing.
Yeah,
you know?
that's the
'Cause
thing.
There's a
over
lot
there,
of
yeah.
actually a lot of different kinds of people.
Well,
in
because they
Utah.
proselytize. I mean, they go out
But
there.
they're
the
all just
missionaries.
Mormons.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're all just Mormons, exactly. So we'd have like missionaries come to our house every day and try to like convert us or something. And my parents
Did it
would-
work?
Chuck some sense into
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
You've got 4 wives, so I'm assuming. Yeah.
Well, in Islam, you can have 4 wives too.
Oh, well, you lucked out on both fronts.
Yeah, there you go.
So-
Yeah. The lands of many wives.
Yeah.
From wives to wives. And I hated to start it so seriously, but weirdly enough, I think that's what happened in the Sudan is I think something that a lot of people don't know about, and it's like an underappreciated part of history and
Yeah.
the effect and like the generation, the Lost Boys, and just what's the
Yeah.
statistic like?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different things that came with the mass diaspora. You know,
Yeah.
In '89, after the coup, there was a giant brain drain in Sudan. So a lot of the intellectuals left, and 4 to 7 million people
Jeez.
from Sudan just fled the country.
Just left.
You know,
Yeah.
and because of that, now in Sudan, 75% of the population is 24 years old and under. You know,
Wow.
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
So I went back in December. We played a show there, and
Did
I
you
met-
really? That's
yeah,
awesome.
it was nuts. And I met all of these kids, and they're so young and they're so ambitious, and they grew up with the internet. So even though they live in this really crazy, you know,
The world is smaller and bigger at the same time. Yeah.
they can't really go anywhere, you know,
Mhm.
because Sudan, there's sanctions all over the against Sudan from all over the world, but they know everything about the outside world. It's crazy. You know?
Wow.
That's awesome. Man.
That's freaking amazing.
How'd you get into music initially? Were your parents musical people or?
Sort of. My grandfather was like a really well-respected Muslim cleric in
Okay.
Sudan. He has a mosque named after him and everything. And he would have these. I grew up Sufi Muslim, so he'd have these crazy Sufi gatherings and celebrations where all these people would come to the compound, and he would sing what I thought was singing.
But he was
Stories,
praying.
yeah,
It was just it was chant. Yeah.
so stories about Prophet Muhammad and like Islam and all that kind of stuff. And so I had like a really, as a young kid, I had this crazy tantric experience watching him do this stuff, and I felt like I was hallucinating. Like I would see these things that weren't there, and later ask my cousins about them, and they were like, "What are you talking about?" You know.
Yeah.
And that really connected me to music and his voice in particular. And so when I was about 11 years old, a bunch of my friends were putting together a band, and they wanted someone to play, and I was like, all right, I'll do it. And I played my first show, and I never looked back. I
Oh, wow.
That's awesome, dude.
dedicated
Yeah,
every
yeah.
moment of my life to it.
I mean, you're a multi-instrumentalist kind
Yeah.
of thing. Yeah. Look at you.
Yeah.
Really do it. You know,
It's a lot of fun to be multi-instrumental.
Where did the name
I know.
Sin Kane come from? Sin Kane, Sin whatever you want to do.
It's made up, actually.
Nice.
But it's not really made up. It's here's
Wait a minute.
here's a $2 word. It's a mondegreen.
Oh no, I don't know that one.
It's a misheard word.
Okay.
So I misheard it on this Kanye West song
Okay.
called Never Let Me Down. And he was saying, the lyric is, I want to give us free like Sin K. And I was in this point in my life, I was like in early 20s, and really wanted to connect with my identity, you know, as an African person. And I thought to myself, you know, at the time, Kanye, you know, he was a pretty conscious rapper, and, you know,
At the time.
he must be talking about this monolithic African God who inspired the entire continent of Africa, and his story was passed down through folklore and was brought over by the slaves through the
You
slave
came up with a
trade.
whole mythology.
Yeah, I like
think
made
I
this
know
up
where
in
this
my
is
mind.
going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was you learn about this guy Sin Kane in African studies classes in college, and I was like, I should probably look up this guy and know who he is. This is a really interesting word, really it's an interesting name. And so I went on the internet, and there was no Sin Kane.
Yeah, tried different spellings,
Yeah,
the whole
and-
thing.
And then I looked up the lyrics, and he was saying Sinke,
Like Sinke Lee.
like Joseph
Okay,
Sinke,
Joseph
yeah,
Sinke.
who was a slave who led the revolt on the Amistad ship.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, okay, well, I've just finished this record, and I need a name, and this is Google proof, and
Yeah, yeah.
You know it
that's always
doesn't
good.
exist. Good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
it's been great because every record I release, and the bigger the band gets, and people from all over the world kind of listen to the band, they give their own like pronunciation to the name, and it sounds like natural to where they come from,
Mhm.
So
So there's all different variations on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like-
What's your favorite version, and where is it from?
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
it's tough. People in Sudan actually they say Sinkani, which
Sinkani.
sounds like a Sudanese word.
Yeah.
People in Germany say Zinkane, which I like a lot, and I kind of made up like his like arch nemesis. His name is Sinkane's arch nemesis. His name is Zinkane.
And he's got like a little goatee.
Yeah, it looks like Wario. or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Mirror,
exactly.
mirror universe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Sinkane is like a really common one. A lot of people think it's Sinkane, but
Yeah, there's no accent though. There's no accent mark on the
No.
E.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't
you
know.
know?
I don't know why they go there. Look at her. Yeah, yeah.
So you're one of. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no,
Okay.
no.
Well, while you're from Sudan originally, you're an American.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you're one of the few Americans we've actually spoken to while we've been here. And
Besides the people from Minnesota.
oh yeah, those guys. But does
Yeah,
that
yeah,
count?
all over this thing.
Does that
Yeah,
count?
they're all over the place here.
But no, but on the podcast, and one of the common threads that keeps coming up, or I keep bringing it up, is the lack of Gatorade everywhere but America.
Oh,
Are you a Gatorade
yeah.
fan?
No, I'm not. That stuff has so much sugar, man.
Yeah, but it's got so much
Yeah, but
electrolytes.
you have a sweet tooth. I know this about you.
I do,
Yes.
and it's
Like he was going through some like old candy in my place at one
oh
point.
my
Like, yeah.
god, I
Yeah,
used
yeah,
to
yeah.
sleep with candy in my mouth when I was a kid.
Like you'd keep it in there for
Yeah.
like safekeeping.
Yeah, I guess.
Just so
Yeah,
you could eat
no
it
one
in the
else could eat
morning
it.
when you woke up.
No, I saw you at dinner the other night. You got just like, I need something. Like,
Yeah,
boom.
yeah,
Next thing you
I-
come back with like
I
a bunch of
need it.
brownies or something.
I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I'm like pretty straight laced. I'm a kind of a square, but I cannot get around the sugar thing. It's
Oh, yeah.
That's your
so-
vice.
Oh yeah.
It's so hard.
Do you fuck with like ice cream? What do you do? What's your main?
Laffy Taffy.
Oh shit! You go like straight
ice
up candy.
cream,
Yeah.
yeah,
I-
candy. Yeah.
I don't like saltwater taffy, but I really like Laffy Taffy.
Do you like Nerds Rope?
Yes,
I love
do
Nerds
love
Rope.
Nerds
And here's the thing I say about it. Like it hurts, but it hurts really good. Like you start sweating immediately.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of poisony, but like the best kind of fucking poison.
I always
in
like the
world.
sweet tarts and
Yeah.
pixie sticks. Like,
Pixie
of course.
sticks, yeah.
Dippin' Dot. Not. You're right. Pixie sticks. That's
Yeah,
what-
Pixie
no,
Sticks.
Fun Dip.
Fun Dip. Yeah, that is more or less pixie sticks.
That was
with
my
like,
shit.
with like a little thing.
Well,
Yeah,
'cause
just say exactly something
Yeah.
you like.
the
lick and
move
dip.
is you eat the stick first, and then you just pour that sugar in your mouth.
Is that
I
the
never.
move?
I could never do the like
That's-
dipping it. I'm not fancy.
That's too
like,
patient. It's too
Yeah,
patient.
yeah,
Too patient.
exactly,
Yeah,
yeah.
I always dipped with the pinky out. Yeah.
Those baby bottle things, I would just like grab off the top and
Refined
throw it.
candy.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
of course. I'm a gentleman. I don't know
Yeah.
about you.
No, I mean I like Snickers bars. I like the ice cream ones in particular.
Yeah, you were going for the Reese's that I
Yeah.
had.
I'll
like,
fuck
yeah,
with
yeah.
some ice cream Snickers. Is there a candy you miss that doesn't exist anymore?
Oh man, I mean, is there a candy that doesn't exist
I don't know.
anymore?
I'm trying to
I know.
think.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to think.
Or
Like,
like,
that's-
I ate a lot of like giant jawbreakers as a kid, right?
Yeah.
And I also did a lot of the like candy dots with,
yeah,
on the paper
dots
strips.
on the paper, on the
You know
wax
what?
paper.
And you don't see that much anymore. I
in
feel like.
Sudan, growing up, I always ate like the jelly cola
Okay.
that tasted like Coca-Cola.
Yeah. They have that in Japan. I'd say.
Yeah. Well, they have it now in the States, but for a long time they didn't have like any of that like Haribo kind of gummies.
Well, I love the Haribo
You know,
shit.
and
Oh,
like-
those the gummy cola, the Haribo.
Yeah,
Those are my
exactly.
favorite,
I
dude.
remember- yeah, we had them.
We
like,
have 'em
when I was a
now.
kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember they were there, and then they
they
weren't.
definitely weren't in Utah
Yeah, right.
or
Yeah.
Ohio.
Well, I just
yeah.
remember they were there, and then they weren't. So yeah, now that
Yeah.
you mention it,
Common misconception I don't. I'm losing words here, Mac.
It's okay.
And to segue to what we're
Oh,
doing,
yeah.
Haribo, not a Japanese candy company, German.
Really?
company.
Yeah.
Oh, really? They're deceptive,
Right? 'Cause
Yeah,
you-
you think with their graphic design and all that kind of.
Have
the
you
name.
have you guys been to like the grocery store and seen the Haribo
Is there a
section?
do they have like Haribo I don't know about?
Yeah, it's like
Oh.
all over the place. It's like wine.
No, dude, I've only been in the hotel in here.
Yeah, dude, it's like you'll see people here who'll like tell you what year it's from, and or like
they're
like,
Haribo
connoisseurs.
yeah.
like winos,
like sommeliers, like
Haribos.
A gummy, a gummy A.
Yeah, a gummy
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, I'm gonna buy so much gummy shit after this.
Yeah.
You just reminded me we're in Germany. This is
Yeah.
where the gummies come from.
Another great one is the green tea Kit Kat. Have you had that?
Yeah, the
Oh,
Japanese.
the
Well,
they have a rich variety of Kit
They
Kats
do all
out there.
seasonal. So every time I go there, and they also have like, if you go to, you can only get it from one certain store at one certain station, and they have like rare limited batch flavors. And
Yeah.
Japan's crazy with stuff. They also have like 30 flavors of Pepsi and
Yeah.
like 50 flavors of Coke. and,
Yep.
they're
Pepsi
fun,
Man
man.
and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Mhm.
Have you been in Berlin before a bunch of times? Did you play the first
Yeah.
festival?
No, I didn't play the first festival, but I stay at this hotel, Michelberger, all the time.
Yeah.
Tom and Nadine are good friends, and it's like a second home. I never would have thought in my entire life that I would like Berlin as much as I did. The first time I came here, it just reminded me of like the Midwest. In like the overcast kind of dingy way, but we come here so often. I've grown to really, really enjoy the city.
And Tom and Nadine are like just
They're the
terrific,
best.
and like they really really are. Looking
Yeah,
here.
everything about this is amazing.
So
Yeah.
I also keep hearing the one thing I haven't indulged in. I haven't done much here, but the one thing I definitely keep getting recommended to do is the club scene. And
Oh, goodness.
jeez.
and everyone I've spoken to has the same story. There's a particular club near the hotel where everyone's like, "Yeah, I went in there for 5 minutes and then I never went back, and I don't want to tell you what happened." You've got one of those,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so I came here a couple years ago. I was DJing. I had this crazy DJ set that started at 8 p.m. and ended at 6 in the morning. And
Jeez.
I was like really hyped up from the DJ set, and I didn't want to go home. And everyone had told me about this place, and so I decided to just take a cab and go there. So I went there, and I saw all these people leaving, but I also saw all these people coming in at 6 in the morning.
Jesus.
And that's the whole thing is like, the party starts on Friday and it ends on
It actually
Monday
lasts
morning.
3 days.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I go in, and it was like being in a movie. This crazy, like, intense power, hardcore techno was playing, and a bunch of like random people in the corner doing ungodly things.
Yeah.
And
It was like the movie Hackers meets the movie Eyes Wide Shut.
Meets Hostel.
Meets Hostel.
yeah,
Yeah.
meets like Christian F. Like it was really, really crazy. And you would go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom, and
That was probably a mistake.
no one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it smells like farts, and no one is coming out of the bathroom alone. And there's just like lines of drug dealers just eyeing everyone down, just like waiting
jeez.
for the next person to.
Predators.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and everyone looked like a zombie, and I was like, this is definitely not
Yeah.
my scene.
You entered at 6 a.m. What time do you think you left?
I left 15 minutes later.
Yeah.
Exactly
Quarter
15 minutes
after.
later. I couldn't last. When you're young and you're like doing stuff and you want to experience the world and you travel as a musician, you're like, I'm gonna get myself into as many things as I possibly can because why not?
Sure.
YOLO.
Yeah.
whatever. That's definitely one of those things where I went in open-minded and realized, this isn't.
I've got
close that door.
some prejudices, and it turns
Yeah,
out.
I don't need to know much about this place, but it's cool that it exists, and
Yeah.
like I've had a lot of friends who've gone and had a blast, and so
Sure. Yeah, we're not hating on if you dig 28 days later club, but
yeah. Also, I went to the same place and saw a classical music performance.
that's why Berlin is weird and cool.
Yeah.
You just nailed it
it's
right
that
there.
weird cross section.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It was pretty
Classy,
amazing.
trashy. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome, dude. Are you psyched for the festival? We're recording this the day before.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is one of those things that you dream of happening, and it's happening.
Yeah,
know?
just like I've noticed you just kind of grabbing all kinds of like
Yeah.
interesting people, interesting people grabbing you,
Yeah.
and dragging you into their rooms.
It's like
and
summer
stuff.
camp, and
Mhm.
making a bunch of new friends and being in like unlikely circumstances that help create an amazing experience. You know, it started smelling really good.
Yeah,
Right.
what I thought it
They're
was your
doing
tea
something.
for a second.
Yeah, no, it came wafting
Yeah.
over us all of a sudden.
I got real
a minute
I
or
like
two
that you
ago.
guys were like, it smells really good. I've been nothing but concerned for the last 30 seconds. I'm like, something's
Is it
leaking
gas?
or
Is it
on
gas
fire.
leak?
Yeah.
Someone took a mad shit somewhere.
Are you playing? Are you playing like S and Kane, and also like just doing some like some of the new stuff that you guys came up with now?
Yeah, so like I wrote another record that I'm gonna record with my band in the States. There's also a lot of Wasps here.
Yeah,
for the folks
every
who are
guest
listening.
has brought it up. One went in Mac's mouth before.
Yeah.
Oh,
He actually got under like between my buttons.
And he went
like,
in his shirt.
Wow,
Yeah, he jumped right out. But,
that's crazy. So I'm doing a Sin Cane thing. There's a makeshift band.
And like
which-
a really cool makeshift band, right?
Yeah, Nick Zinner from Yeah Yeahs is in it, and Jason Truding from So Percussion, and Chris Egan is like a mutual friend of ours.
Awesome drummer.
Yeah. Another person who he lives in New York. I live in New York. I only see him on tour.
yeah.
And a bunch of other folks, which are really fun. So I'm doing that, learning some new material and seeing how it goes, which is gonna be fun. And then
So you're doing more than one set? kind of
yeah,
thing? Yeah.
doing that. And then I kind of decided when I first got here, I was just gonna walk into open doors
Yeah.
and see what came of it. And because I did that, I'm probably paying maybe 3 or 4 other. sets.
Yeah, I noticed your name is always on the calendar.
Yeah,
looking at
yeah.
yeah.
Awesome,
Yeah,
man.
it's fun.
Yeah, man.
So
Yeah, dude. Where can people check out your music online and stuff like that? Or how can
you want to plug anything? Like,
yeah, sincane.com, at sincane for all the socials, Instagram. I like to post a lot about food, like everyone else on Instagram,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
mine are better.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of
I
course.
saw you
they're better.
looking for another word. I was like, just do it, man.
Yeah.
You know the truth.
That's about Spotify, Apple Music, everything.
Do
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the
it-
things.
yeah,
Come
it's-
say
it's-
hello at a
it's-
show.
yeah,
We
it's
can
great
talk about
stuff.
Yeah, definitely worth checking out, guys.
Yeah. I highly recommend it.
Ahmed,
Excellent.
thank you, dude.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, my
Awesome.
friend. Thanks for
Enjoy
doing
the
this,
rest of the
man.
weekend.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't that everything
Wasn't
I
that guy
just
great?
said? Yeah,
Yeah.
well, yeah. I told you he was a cool, fascinating. Honestly, that dude is so slick.
He is. He dresses
He-
cool.
He dresses
He's
cool.
fucking amazing at music.
He looks great. He's dresses slick. He's a handsome, and also he's just really good at what he does and really
I
modest
got to
about
see him
everything.
perform a few times at the festival, and it was amazing.
No,
Like,
he's the real deal.
the Sin Cane set was really cool.
Yeah, and also just the coolest guy in the room. Just attitude wise, but also the way he dresses. No, he's a cool
And
ass
just,
motherfucker.
he-
I love Ahmed.
He reminded me of myself and my friends in the sense that his knowledge of fucking music is like my knowledge of One Piece. It's overwhelming and kind of tiring. And you're like, how could you know this much about every kind of music and every instrument and every band?
He rolls his own eyes at his own knowledge of music.
There were we were on a boat ride once, and it was Ahmed and a few other musicians, and they were talking about I think it was Black Sabbath, and they were like, "Oh, what was that 4th song on the 3rd album?" And all of them were instantly like, "Death Pigs" or something.
Yes. Because
I'm like, how do you they love music, man. That's their thing.
It's a deep kind of love. I mean, I think that's a lot of what those people in general were at the festival. Everyone had that kind of
music nerd.
all music nerds.
Yeah.
They just dress really they
cool music
Yeah,
nerds.
exactly.
Yeah.
They all know how to play and they all dress well, but they're all actually just Wikipedia
And,
kind of nerds.
Theory and
yes,
they know what chords mean.
Yes, exactly. That's
So-
C4 over blank. I have no idea what you're talking about.
No,
man.
dude. I sat and listened. I sat and listened to him and this one woman have a 25-minute conversation, and at the end of it, I was like, I have no fucking clue what you guys talked about at all, but I cared so much.
Yes.
Because you cared so much.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what we hope the last 2 weeks have been, exposing you to some new folks you might not have heard of
yeah,
before.
and if you, I'm telling you, there's a lot of these bands you should really check out because this is these are some real deal people. So hopefully you guys get your horizons expanded.
Absolutely. And again, we want to give a big shout out to Tom and Nadine and everyone involved
Yeah.
in the People Fest in any way, and everyone who worked at the Michel Berger.
Thank you, Tom and Nadine, for having us and just throwing this festival in general
And that one
all those things.
German cab driver who thought he was funny.
Oh gosh, I still have his postcard. I can't
Do
remember his
you?
name. Oh, of course I have his postcard.
I don't remember. I don't think we ever got his name. So I don't think we've talked about this, have we?
No.
We had a German cab driver, and the Germans aren't known
for their humor. But he was a funny dude.
And he was immediately like, "Hello, I am a funny German. I would tell you a series of jokes."
And they all involve bulls.
All of the jokes were like, there is a bull and he is sitting in a field.
There are 4 bulls in a field.
What does the one bull say to the... It was like...
And he just like, and listen, they were okay, funny jokes. The first one was all right, and then the other ones are all right.
but being all right makes him the funniest German.
No, he
that
was like
ever
the funniest
existed.
German that there was.
And he also had like funny postcards. Like it
Yes,
was.
so I bought it. It was about drunk people in yoga poses.
Oh,
It was-
that's right.
Yes, I still have it. Like, yes, and so like a guy like bent over like a railing because he's so drunk, and then boom, there's somebody
lady
in, like,
doing the
downward
same-
dog
yeah.
or whatever. Like, yeah.
So shout out to that one random German cab
thanks,
driver.
German cab driver.
But
But
we hope
yes,
you're
no,
listening.
But back around, Tom and Nadine, for real. Like, you guys ran this fest. You guys put us all up. You guys really did something special, and I want to make sure that they
Absolutely.
they get theirs.
And we'd mentioned before, guys, Warren, like, and we've never really talked about, we really never deep dove on music. So, like, when Mac first brought this up, I went, this will be fun, but I wonder if the audience will really care. We've gotten such awesome responses on part 1. Some of the people say it's their favorite episode. So,
Cool.
So, I really, if you guys want to hear some awesome, unique music, definitely check out the Music from the People Festival, which is available on their website. And check out the People platform, I believe
Yeah,
it's
and we can always
called.
do more stuff like this in the future too.
Yeah,
You know?
if they have us back.
Yeah. Well, there's other festivals.
Oh, yeah,
dude.
right. Oh, wait a minute, there is?
Yeah.
This was super fun, dude. I'd be super down. I like I like the quick format. I like the hey, let's just post up and talk to whoever comes to us.
Yeah, no,
because
exactly.
it's a test of our skills too. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, exactly.
That was
Yeah,
super fun.
And it was cool meeting people, friends both old and new, and all that. And so,
Thanks, Berlin.
Yeah, thanks Berlin. Thanks People Festival. Thanks Tom and Nadine. And I guess that's the outro.
It is. Mac, where can people find you on the interwebs?
I'm at Incredible Coke on the Twitters and at Cocomania on the Instagrams.
I'm at Camel Toad on all the things. We are at Bunny Ears Pod on Twitter. Twinner. I
What
wish.
twinner?
Bunny. That's it. Twitter, but only for twins.
Only for tweeners.
Yeah, only for twins. Twinkie tween twins.
Twinks.
And Bunny Ears Podcast on Instagram. We are at bunnyears.com. Check out some merch, read some articles, leave us a voicemail. Our number is 845-EZE-HOAX.
Ooh.
We play voicemails at the end of the shows. Will we ever find out if EZE was a hoax or not? Leave a voicemail.
I don't know.
Maybe we'll find out. And I think next week we're back to kind of normal biz.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what the next week one is.
We'll see what next week brings. I know.
Yeah.
I know what it is.
Oh, well, I mean, maybe me too, but I don't know. Let's not tell them.
You looked like you were doing thinking, and I was
no,
like,
no,
oh,
no.
we
I
got
already,
it.
I already
Oh, okay.
knew, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, but yeah.
But it might be completely different.
It might be completely
See, that's
different.
the joy of this podcast. That's the idea. So you got to keep them wondering.
We might do a podcast for the hard of hearing, which would sound a lot like this.
We should just do one on the floor of the bathroom, like just all of us in the tub.
With the Zoom now, we can.
Yes.
We should do one in a pool.
yes.
As long as we keep all the equipment out of the pool, we
Yeah.
can just like
as long as we
float.
don't die. Like
Yeah.
I would love that.
Stu
Sure.
will be here soon, so we should.
let's get
Stu in a
let's
pool.
get Stu in a pool.
Let's get Stu in a
only,
pool.
Only he's in the pool.
You heard it here first, folks. Stuart Miller coming back to the Bunny Ears podcast.
Yeah.
Soonish. And that's been Bunny Ears for another week.
All right, cool.
I'm Matt Cohen.
And I'm trying not to suck too many dicks. And if you do, send pics. Boom. What?
Bye.
Find me, gag me, take me to the bunny ranch.
Hi, my name is Janice Shackelford, and I am the president of the Devon Sawa Fan Club. And I have recently been listening to your podcasts, and I noticed that you tend to say some negative things about him. And I would just like you to know that maybe you haven't heard, but Devon Sawa won an Emmy for a movie called Reverend. Have you heard of it? He had to climb inside a dead animal. Did you hear me? A dead animal. And I would really appreciate it if you gave him the respect that he deserves. You need to shut your mouth when you're talking about him. Thank you. Have a great day, Warren.
Hi, Matt and Mac. First time caller, long time listener. It's actually my birthday today. My name's Gabby. I'm a fellow Virgo, just like Mac. And just wanted to let you guys know that I've been having a great day, sucking some dick. And yeah, later. Love you guys.
What's up, guys? Hello from Minneapolis. Love the show. Just a quick little story. Obviously, I started listening from Macaulay. Sorry, Matt. But you grew on me, man. I love ya. So I was like, who the fuck is Matt Cohen? So I threw in a quick Google, and your fucking Wikipedia comes up. Fucking suave, handsome, good-looking man who's an actor. The guy from fucking Supernatural, right? I'm like, oh, shit. Look at this fucking sexy man. Don't think much of it. Listen to a couple more podcasts, and then catch you on the Instagram. I'm like, wait a minute. Who the fuck is this bald-ass motherfucker, man? You did not age well. Fuck, my bad, though. You're sexy, too. I love you.
A Bunny Ears LLC production.
You are freaking lumberjack!